Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Jasur from Shanghai Silk Road. In this video, I want to give you some approximate idea what kind of costs you're looking at when hiring staff in China, both local and foreign. So let me start from local staff. And by the way, I'm talking about Shanghai situation, okay, from the perspective of Shanghai here. Because different cities, different regions of China, they might have different policies and requirements. So talking about Shanghai, if you want to hire local staff, one thing to pay attention to is your company must pay social security for your local staff. Social security costs around 2,500 every month. That is in Chinese yuan. So you're looking at salary plus social security for your staff. Okay, it doesn't matter if you hire part-time staff or full-time staff. It really doesn't matter. You have to pay social security for your staff. Okay, so minimum salary for inexperienced staff, for local staff, is around 4,000, 5,000 RMB a month. You can find, you know, for 3,500 maybe, but it's going to be very challenging and it's not easy to find staff for that kind of salary. But 4,000 or 5,000 RMB a month for inexperienced staff is the average. Okay, and obviously if the staff is experienced, they worked for some other companies before, and plus they speak English, or you know, they studied abroad, etc., etc., salaries will go up. Average salary might be around 8,000, 6,000 RMB a month, depending on the industry. Obviously, there are people who charge or who get paid 30,000, 35,000 RMB a month as well, you know, local stuff. But it really depends, you know, what industry you're hiring in. For example, that big salary or high salary is obviously in IT industry or engineering or medical sphere, etc., etc. So yeah, you need to, you know, consider what area, you know, your company is basically you know, doing business. If it's in engineering, your staff salary will be considerably higher than different areas. The examples I'm giving here is basically sales staff, marketing staff, you know, for companies which are you know, newly formed. Okay, obviously if your company is you know, is a brand abroad, okay, so you want to establish a subsidiary in China, then obviously you're looking at much higher salaries than, you know, freshly formed companies here. Okay, maybe you're looking at you know, top executives, you know, or top management staff, or you know, sales staff who are more experienced, or you know, with who come from with you know, rich you know, experience and knowledge basically. So for those kind of stuff, yeah, definitely salaries are much higher. Okay, so you can start from 20,000 RMB and up. All right, and for foreign stuff, okay, again, from the perspective of Shanghai, paying social security every month is not mandatory. Okay, why? Because again, for some reason Shanghai made it optional. Okay, yeah, I know in Guangzhou, in Shenzhen, or all these other cities, you know, there is a mix information. Some companies say that it's mandatory, some companies say that it's optional, but whatever the situation is, the best thing to do will be to contact the local you know, labor department and get the correct information from them. Basically in Shanghai it is optional. Whoever tells you that for foreign staff it is mandatory to pay you know, social security is either, you know, misinformed, or they don't know what they're talking about. So you just pay salary for foreign staff, and you need to sponsor them visa, obviously work visa, because in China foreigners can only work when they have a work visa. Okay, and the work visa is only attached to one company at a time. They cannot be working for your company if their visa is sponsored by other company. All right, so those are some elements to pay attention to. Salaries for your foreign staff, if they're inexperienced, may be around 8,000 or 6,000 RMB a month. If they are experienced, obviously, depending on the industry, the salary will be high. Okay, 15,000 RMB, average 18,000 RMB for 3-4 years experience staff is average here. Okay, is normal in Shanghai. But again, depending on the industry, guys, there are people who are getting paid 30,000, 60,000 RMB a month. That's really it depends what area. I mean, in China, generally speaking, for example, education is a very good business. It's a hot business, so therefore salaries are high as well. But getting an education license for foreign companies, it's extremely hard. So you can, if you are lucky, then yeah, you are, granted that education license. But that's a different topic. But what I'm saying is, most likely our clients' companies are either in trading or consulting. So for those areas, the salaries are just like that, like I mentioned, starting from, for local staff, 4,000 and up. And for foreign staff, maybe around 8,000 RMB and up. And there's another element, the location of the company, guys. The location plays a huge role as well. If your company is in downtown area, obviously salaries are much higher than in areas like Songjiang. In Songjiang, the costs are lower here, living costs. Therefore, the salaries are much lower as well. Okay, the difference is actually big. In Songjiang, local staff takes around 3,000, 4,000 if they're inexperienced. But in downtown, even if they're inexperienced, the salaries are going to be a little bit higher. Okay, so 2,000 different, 3,000 different, something like that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is if you don't want to hire local staff because you need to cover their social security, the alternative will be to hire freelancers, okay, local freelancers. For freelancers, you don't have to actually list them as employees. You can sign a contract and pay them, okay, on a contract basis or project basis. And normally you can negotiate the price and the time, etc., etc., or the payment and the amount of salary or the project fee depends on obviously what kind of work it is. So I cannot be exact on that, or even I cannot give you any information on that. But there is another alternative to freelancers as well, like getting interns, local interns. So there are so many universities in all the basically regions of China, including Shanghai. So you can go to those universities and advertise the positions. I mean, nowadays everybody has their WeChat. So advertising and making announcement is entirely online. So you can, post different, job ads or recruitment information on WeChat groups and get interns. Okay, for interns in Shanghai, you need to pay around 150 RMB a day. And you need to cover their food expenses and travel expenses at least. Okay, so that's the requirement here in Shanghai. You can get interns and you don't have to actually pay for their social security, okay, because they're just interns. That's it. I mean, these are some alternatives, guys. You can consider, based on the company, your situation, you can consider those options, and you can also, calculate your possible costs. Okay, but whatever you decide is you need to, talk with the accountant. They are normally, they are more informed and they have the technical knowledge that they can advise, give, make suggestions based on your business, how to save the costs. Obviously, if you're a new company, saving the costs is the, most important thing, okay, in your business. So you don't want to be hiring 10 staff unnecessarily and paying them, and you just, leak the cash basically. Okay guys, so I hope this video is going to be helpful. At least it gives you some idea, what kind of costs are involved, especially in hiring. Yeah, if you have any questions, leave a comment below or send us an email. We will be happy to assist. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next videos. Cheers.